Emin up YouTube and welcome back to a new video with me, Rams fan YT. I'm going to be quiet because it's 2 a.m. in the morning, yet somehow, despite everything, we are having an England game at the World Cup up against Mexico, kicking off an hour later as well, so going to be even more knackered. Weather has played absolute havoc with this one. So that's the reason that we're starting later. We're going to go through the lineups while we're singing the national anthems. I would say that this Mexico team is going to be England's toughest challenge yet. They're playing in a 4-3-3. Rangel in goal, a back four of Gallardo, Vasquez, Captain Montes and Sanchez. A midfield three of Romo, Lira and Mora. And the most devastating is going to be their forward three of Quinones, Raul Jimenez and Alvarado. And we know Quinones has had a fantastic World Cup so far. England, they're playing in a 4-2-3-1 with Jordan Pickford in goal. Kwanzaa has returned to fitness, so he's back into the squad. Ezri Konsa and Mark Guehi making up the centre-back duo, and Nico O'Reilly on the left. Elliot Anderson, who sealed a British transfer fee to move into Manchester City only last week, starts alongside Declan Rice. The attacking midfield trio of Bukayo Saka finally getting a start. Anthony Gordon also makes a start, and Jude Bellingham being the number 10. And captain Harry Kane, who else will lead us out in this one? Ultimately, not too many surprises in that lineup. Maybe the fact that Bellingham Saka is starting. He tends to be coming off the bench, same with Gordon. But I think that is the right call. It injects a bit of pace, a bit of energy against what we know is going to be a very athletic Mexico team. I have got a cider, Thatcher's at Katie. We'll have to go on to the Coca-Cola later in order to try and stay up. But nothing beats a bit of a British alcohol. So the national anthems for God Save the Kings and all that now finished up, and the handshakes are beginning. So not long left now until kickoff. Glad for all of the people who are braving the late nights in Britain to stay up and watch this. Or maybe you're somewhere else in the world and all just wanting to see me cry. Equally could be plausible, to be honest. There's some small players in that midfield for Mexico, but I'm looking particularly at Raul Jimenez and Quinones today and feeling they could rip our centre-backs apart. I'm a bit worried about that. We just need to try and keep as much possession as possible and use attributes of Bellingham and Kane to devastating effects, is what I must say. So, well, we were meant to kick off rearranged at 2 o'clock. It was originally meant to be a 1 o'clock kickoff. It was delayed by an hour. Well, how is that going to play into the game preparations? Well, at least we get the game on. Is I suppose the one silver lining in it all. And yes, Australian and Moroccan is the combination of referees, nationalities, and for the VAR, we've got a Colombian, a Chilean, and a Venezuelan. I'm worried about that. We know previously that the Americas have tended to allied with each other a bit when it comes to decisions. But yes, Rangel in goal, Gallardo, Vasquez, Montes, and Jorge Sanchez making back for Mexico. We'll go through one more time the lineups. Midfield three of Lira, Louis Romo, and Gilberto Mora, and a front three of Quinones, Raul Jimenez, and Alvarado. I covered their opening game, Mexico up against South Africa, and that was also somewhere on the channel. For England, Jordan Pickford in goal, Nico O'Reilly, Mark Guehi, Ezri Konsa, and Kwanzaa makes up for back four. At least we've got a proper right back in Jed Spence. Holding midfield two, Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson. Anthony Gordon makes one winger, Bukayo Saka the other, with Bellingham wedged between the two, and Harry Kane, the captain, is up top, scoring 2 goals in the last game, up against the Democratic Republic of Congo, with Anthony Gordon providing both assists, hoping that link-up play emerges, or maybe Bellingham will star again as he did up against Panama. It's going to be probably one of the most different ones than we've had, with Mexico looking to attack the ball much more. That might well play into England's favour. We found it quite tough to break down teams who sit back and defend. And if Mexico can go at England, I say bring it on. To be honest, see the difference that can be implemented. Anthony Gordon, of course, moving to Barcelona as well in the last couple of weeks from Newcastle United. The former Evertonian as well. He's got quite the raft of teams on his CV now. I wouldn't say he's made a 10 out of 10 appearance every single game, and that's sort of a lack of consistency. Has brought a lot of people surprised to see him move to the La Liga giants. But maybe he can up his performance. He goes all the way back to Jordan Pickford. Please don't do this. He launches it downfield. That is already a great attack. It's punched up in the air. Not our beloved Ochoa in net. Unfortunately, he is on the bench, but he seems to have been at every single World Cup, hasn't he? For as long as anyone can remember. A pumped long field ball trying to find the run of, I think it was Bellingham there. Xavier Aguirre will be hoping to cause another upset this World Cup. With them being hosts, it might not be an upset though in the Estadio Azteca. Well, there's a claim for a free kick and a yellow card very early on for Declan Rice here. And that's very early to brandish a yellow, 1 minute in. It must have been a bad tackle. I mean, he has managed to, he's basically kicked the player in the face. So, understandable. Medical teams are on instantly. Of course, it being a head injury, protocol comes into everything at that point. And it's Romo who is the player who is on the ground. I think if the game was later on, that may have been a red. So we can kind of count ourselves lucky it was only a yellow. It looks a sore one. Bit of a bruise in the head in the morning, I would say. But he seems all right. Romo is back on his feet now. It's going to be a free kick. So, I mean, the altitude's not going to help with it being naturally thinner air. That's what we've been hearing a lot this week coming up into this game. Mexico have a chance now to have a sustained possession, and they're going forward with lovely interplay and pressing forward. Raul Jimenez It's gone out wide, but isn't much options. England are closing down the gaps nicely at the moment in time, and I think we've seen to prevent a cross coming in, and for now, quite happy and content for that to be the case, as long as we don't get incised passing, because we know how Mexican play. They are very, very high on the tempo, and England waving Anderson. That's got to be a free kick, and it is. Anthony Gordon pushed over by the number 2. It's definitely a free kick. No doubt in my mind about that decision. What can that boy Bellingham do today? We need him and Kane to have goal scoring prowess, because I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet. I'm going to be honest on that. Jordan Pickford takes the free kick, nice and long. Rice into play. It's gone out wide. Start using your width, England. Bukayo Saka will chase this. Doesn't get there. He's got Gallardo for pressure as well. And it will go out for a Mexican throw. Bellingham just trying to calm the team down a bit here. And you can see why. It's a high stakes game, and sometimes the emotion can get to your head a bit. So, throwing is opted to go safe and backwards for Mexico. At times you just need to let them have the ball, and at times you need to press. And I think at this moment in time, Harry Kane is opting to press. And now Mexico have a chance to go forward and attack. And number 19 feeds it back to his centre backs, and again using this width options that they have at the moment. Gallardo is certainly involved with that. I must say I'm not as familiar and on the ball with some of the commentary as I would like to be, but covering a game at 2 a.m. does do that to the system. Hopefully as the night goes on, I sort of warm back up to the game and decided to try and get at least a couple of hours between the last game, which I'd love watch along for, and this one. But is it Lira who's given away a free kick there? Lira's tugging violently on Bellingham's shirt. They are playing a bit of dirty football at the moment in time. Harry Kane can't believe what he's seeing. So we'll get underway with Ezri Konsa and Guehi having a link up. Going up for throw. Guehi has it now. Another free kick, which he takes back to Pickford this time. A lot of options, but it's gone square, and Nico O'Reilly with it now. Bellingham has opted to go very conservative there, and rather he go further forward. I don't want to see him doing what Ødegaard did in that Norway game and be completely ineffectual, being too deep. He needs to be in that final third, being a threat, along with Harry Kane. Nico O'Reilly. Oh, that's a great pass. England have a chance to break here. Anthony Gordon on the wings with a free through from Bellingham, and that will be a corner kick. It was Jorge Sanchez potentially who got the final touch there. A corner kick then, first of the game. Historically, of course, looking back at 2018 particularly, corner kicks was a success. But with Declan Rice taking them, not as convinced that his prowess is up there with the likes of Trippier or Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sanchez and Romo all doing a bit of pushing around in that penalty area. Saka with it now. Cross comes in from the Arsenal player past absolutely everyone. It was an awful cross. And it will be a throw-in for Mexico. Must need to do better there, Saka. It was a rubbish cross. So far, 9 minutes in and no one has threatened the goal. The last thing I want is anything form of extra time. Especially not penalty shootouts. As late as it is, guys. Saka opting to go with a conservative pass that's going to go all the way back to a centre-back partnership as they look to switch play with Guehi. He gives a return to Konza, who says, Konza, you do something with it. So, they have eventually opted to switch to this near side with Nico O'Reilly. Oh. I mean, there's a lot of white shirts forward for England. Anderson with it now. Not quite sure he's worth the price tag that Man City stumped up for him. But, well, there you go. £100 million will buy you anyone nowadays. You just need to ask for it and Man City will pay it. Bellingham behind. Well, you were diving, mate. Simple as Lira. You were diving. You're not touched. Gordon to take a throw in. Actually, I mean Nico O'Reilly. He's got options here. Harry Kane certainly will be one of them. He opts. Oh, that's just not good enough, England. Aren't we giving set pieces like that away so cheaply? Got to make set pieces count. Absolutely got to. You know, the world is against you. They aren't seeing England fail tonight. And I, for one, do not. And do it for all them people who are staying up till 2 a.m. to watch this. It's not good enough. Quinones. Poor pass. All far too easily read by England, I'm afraid to say. You know, they're top-end players. You know, they play for the likes of Arsenal and City and stuff. Barcelona should be doing much better, in my opinion. Yet again, it looks like England is slow to come out of their traps and it goes all the way into Pickford's arms. But Lira with a good ball there that Garado couldn't quite get onto. There's no urgency in England's attack, that's my problem. Bellingham into playing with Nico O'Reilly, who want to go back to Pickford. Well, sure, this build-up is slow. How many times have we said that about England, though, over the years? Nico O'Reilly has options. He goes back again to... Long ball forward and Saka can't control it. It wasn't a bad ball from Guehi there. That's the type of ball that I want to see happen, Make it something happen. The touch wasn't quite there for Saka, but it was close. I respect the effort. Oh, we need to be careful because Mexico might keep this in. Saka's giving away a corner. Oh, a goal kick apparently. Yeah. Seemed to be a corner to me. Gallardo can't quite believe it because it definitely came off Saka last. So it is going to be a goal kick. Unless the VAR returns this, which I can't see them doing, to be honest. Hasn't really come to force that VAR protocol, which it was meant to be for the World Cup, but yet to really see it. So Mexico has the ball at the moment, or almost losing possession, but Velázquez got it recovered quite nicely. And Velázquez will take it down the field, cross-field pass as well. He's in acres of space, no one anywhere near him. The cross eventually does come in. It's a diving header, and Pickford's forced to make a save from Raul Jimenez, his effort. And that shows warning signs for Mexico possess. It was a diving header from Raul Jimenez and forced a diving save from the Evertonian goalkeeper. Corner kick. It's going to be taken, headed up, and that's for another corner. It was Bellingham who had the header. Real Madrid player. One of the stars, often cited as being in the squad, and you can see why. This time the heading away by England is much more convincing. Lira has it and goes all the way back to the goalkeeper in pink. Quinones coming in deep. Helping out everywhere at the moment. Can England regain possession? Because at the moment we've lost it and can't seem to get it back. Lifted ball forward. And that's going to be a throw-in to England. Gallardo made it abundantly clear that he was going to try and force it to be a throw-in and not a goal kick. Kwanzaa to take it. I believe he plays for Bayern Munich. A throw comes in, and sort of gone to plan for the Mexicans. Kwanzaa's down, but manages to get the ball. There is going to be a free kick, though, this time, definitely. Kwanzaa is not happy. He's having words with a ref. But it was the foul against Saka as well, which was given. Well, the closest anyone's come is Raul Jimenez to scoring, and forcing a save by Jordan Pickford, who was alert to the issue. It's a long ball downfield. Anderson has gone for a throw-in. Harry Anderson, who I'm convinced is no better than Championship quality, but, you know, some bizarre reason Manchester City spent so much money on him. I don't see what he overly brings, to be honest. And it's not even being unfair to the lad, it's just something that I've not particularly noticed in his game. I doubt he features much. Quinones. I'm worried about him because he is a threat. I'm loving a bit of interchange play for Mexico. England are lucky that they've deflected into the path of Saka. Because at the moment, England aren't getting a mantle on this game at all. That's got to be a free kick, ref. Montez, he's going to be in trouble if he continues this. Bellingham just getting pulled down. Pickford will take this free kick. Gets return from Guehi, rather. This time he does go to Konsa. And yet again gets a return. Oh my days. Guehi to Anthony Gordon. He has a chance to run down the lines. Into the penalty area he goes. The cross comes in. It's a corner. Lira with the interception. Nothing more he can do other than turn that behind goal. Not a bad thing from Anthony Gordon there at all. And a corner in the 20th minute. Come on, England. Nico Riley grappling around with Sanchez. Right next to the goalkeeper. Needs to be careful there. Rice to take the corner then. Then Swinger comes in. It's all headed up. Headed out for a throw-in. I believe an English one. And another chance. Nico Riley to take this. Well, that's a bad set piece. Just throw him out straight at play. I see he's trying to get to Bellingham, but he just can't hit on target, and Tuchel is not happy. He's saying 2 times now you've done that, and both times haven't come off. Nico Riley, you're having a bit of a shocker. 0-0 then. And England, as usual, depressing me in many ways. As Mexico yet again have the ball in their own half. They're working it forward for Velasquez. Quinones has it now. Intercepted, and that's going to be hit for the referee. And he's signalled it's time for the hydration break, which I think everyone's a bit frustrated about. Like, your game's being postponed because of a flipping, it's a wonderful touch, by the way, by Bellingham. It's being postponed because of storms, and you're having a flipping hydration break. You having a laugh? So, not a lot to talk about during this half. What's up with you, Flashcast Edits? How are you doing? It's 0-0, and at the moment, no one's really stood out for me. They've all been a bit average. There's been frustrating moments for England, especially amongst that left-hand side at the moment. Raul Jimenez has been marked down, by the way, in the SofaScore rankings purely because he's had the only chance and he was saved. Ridiculous. It's, well, an opportunity for England to actually try and get some momentum here. Well, Tuchel will be telling his players to up the intensity and go a bit further. Further up the wall and quicker. But as long as England benefit from this break in play and not the other way around. I must say, I'm not a huge fan of the numbers. I tried to go with this retro 90s look, but just not digging it really. And, well, Mexico already. Tuchel is still giving out instructions, and the referees are going to say, like, come on, mate. It's only meant to be a quick drinks break. Not meant to be a full halftime team talk. With words of the manager ringing in their ears, they're coming out now, the England side. So, Jude Bellingham having a bit of a banter with the Mexican coach, Gutierrez, as is Anthony Gordon. A drop ball to Declan Rice. It's powered down by Pickford. Anthony Gordon looking to run for this, and he keeps it in. He's done a great job, actually. Which comes with a shot. And it's a save, but I don't mind that at all from the Scouser. He's done an amazingly good job. Maybe should have crossed there instead of gone for a shot, but you can't really blame him. That will be a free kick. Konza is the one who's ended up on the floor due to Raul Jimenez's tackle. Where was this taken, referee? This was taken in a much more defensive position than that. And he has made him go and take the set piece again. 3 attempts at goal for Mexico to 1 in England with 1 on target apiece. So it does tell you that England aren't quite getting the rough of the green at the moment. Ball lifted high upfield, Anthony Gordon can't quite get there, but it was worth the effort from Nico O'Reilly. Trying to play the channels. They seem much more inspired from that Tuchel talk. The throw comes in and Anderson will come away with it. It's all a bit scrappy. But Bellingham manages to get it. It's gone into Ezri Konsa in a deeper position. Harry Kane playing incredibly deep at the moment. Battling with Rolo. That's surely a foul, no? No, says the ref. They got a chance of their own, Mexico, here to go for an attack. It's just utilising all players available to them. So many gaps left by England. Not 2 a.m. there, mate. Bellingham's dispossessed as well by Lira and coming forward. And that's thankfully for England gone all wrong. So it'll be a goal kick for England, and Tuchel probably wouldn't be too happy losing possession in such a cheap way and not having the urgency to regain it at the moment. Guay, Hito, Anderson, Bellingham. Oh, he comes off better, off even worse than that 50-50. And both players have actually gone down on their haunches. Lira is the one who's been told off yet again. A throw-in, says the referee. Sanchez was the one who looked like he had a definite tackle there against Bellingham. Maybe could be considered not slightly unfortunate not to have been given a free kick there. It's currently in the defence for Mexico with Velázquez. We're sort of just content to let Mexico have the ball there. Long field pass comes to nothing. Saka, that is poor. Can't control it at all and giving away a very cheap throw-in. Well, Anthony Gordon's side has been the much better of the two on the left-hand side. Still not yet quite solved the right-back conundrum as England. Mexico coming forward, cross comes in, cleared away by Konza. And a chance for Rice to get here, he doesn't. Now we throw in. Quinones has it at this moment in time. Very broad-shouldered lad, big muscular fella with a turn of pace as well, and can proper just run out defences and cause uncertainty. But at the Azteca Stadium at the moment, certainly Mexico who's had the more clear-cut chances when it's come to them. At the moment, though, still 0-0. Montes, crossfield to Velázquez. And Mexico progresses it forward. But just too much running. And ultimately Declan Rice will try and pump this downfield. Try and get Kane involved. The shot comes in, but it's very much high and wide by Romo. He's just glanced at an opportunity there and has absolutely just volleyed it through with his laces. And yeah, I think toe poking it maybe on the international stage is not the best idea. Headed up. Oh, Gordon can't control it. It was a great bit of work by Bellingham to get that win in possession. Anderson has it. Lays off to Bellingham. And at the moment, well, they've got a free kick now. I mean, it makes very little difference, I think. Can Kwanzaa cause something to happen at this point? He didn't actually have the ball currently, it is Kwanzaa, but Kwanzaa has it now. I want to see more from Kwanzaa. He comes in as the new right back. We've seen several team players in the white shirts try and perform his role so far at the World Cup, and none really have had much success. Quinones has it now, grappling with Kwanzaa, but Quinones is sort of winning this every day of the week, by the way. And twice on Sundays. Well, it's Monday now, isn't it? If you are happening to doing anything tomorrow, I feel incredibly bad for you if you're trying to stay up and watch this game. Often with England cheaply giving away possession. Lira has it here in the attacking midfield. I mean, we just can't get anywhere near Mexico. And if you can't get near them, things start happening that we don't want to happen. At the moment, we're just content with switching play and moving and making runs into the final third. Cross comes in, it's gone past everyone. And Anthony Gordon has to do some defensive work, but manages to win his team a throw-in. More due to fortune than anything. Nico O'Reilly. Thrown down. Well, that header's just into no man's land by Bellingham. Not communicating. Pass forward by Lira. There on the left-hand side. The Mexican side just looks so much better organised in possession. England look chaotic and erratic, whereas Mexico looks smooth and knowing where everyone is. This should not be the case. It's only really Anthony Gordon who seems to be caring about trying to get the ball back at this point in time. And that's a rarity to say. It's into the arms of Pickford. Raul Jimenez had a run. It was almost found. And Declan Rice will break. Goes out wide to Saka, his Arsenal teammate. That link up has happened so much in the Premier League, and the header comes in, and England have scored. Bellingham, you beauty, has put us ahead. 1-0, 36 minutes on the clock. It was a break in play, and Saka came alive, and that's the skill set that Saka provides. That is the absolute skill set. That is why I wanted him starting the game. Yes, he's had a bit of a quiet half so far, but when the moment came down to it, it came from, Pickford bowled it out to Declan Rice. Declan Rice with a great run, by the way. A lot of credit goes to him for that run. He lays it out wide to Saka, who sees the forward run of Bellingham, who takes the diving header. I mean, Kane is also arriving in the box at that point as well, but Bellingham's the one who's completely left unmarked. And it's a very good team goal, which makes it 1-0 to England. Come on. I think a lot of people doubted England coming into this game, and you can kind of see why. We haven't looked comfortable in possession, but that doesn't matter with the score sheet currently saying 1-0 to England. It matters not a jot. Just don't try and sit on this, England, and they certainly are not going to. They've recuperated possession and are going again. The cross comes back in and it's 2. Bellingham again. A goal in as many minutes. It's now 2-0 to that man, Jude Bellingham. Incredible scenes. I mean, Mexico were just recovering from the last one, and we struck twice in almost identical fashion. Literally, as soon as we kicked off, it was a poor ball. I think it might have been from Lyra, which, well, was just sort of easy to pickpocket, and a lovely 1-2 between Saka and Kane, and not Saka and Kane, rather Bellingham and Kane, and Bellingham slots it home. I mean, it does take a deflection as well to take it away from the goalkeeper, but I'm sure Bellingham won't mind. How momentum of a match so quickly changes. 2-0. Well, Mexico don't do that again. Bellingham showing what a threat he's been this tournament. And yet again supplying the goods. Well, it's almost 40 minutes in now, and Bellingham brace has seen England 2-0 ahead. Thought we are going to have to report some pretty drabness for the halftime report, but you know what? Smiles all round the English coasts and Midlands and all over the place, all the way from America, in the Americas and the Estadio Azteca, to where I'm sat in Newcastle. That is a handball there by Saka. And I don't think we can have too many complaints about that one. It was a very blatant handball. Free kick for Mexico. Plenty of basically everyone in an England shirt is back defending this. It's quite a worrying one. Not directly the threat from Guardado, but it comes in, headed away. It might be Kane who headed it away. Bellingham's regained possession. He's got green shirts all around him at the moment, but he's found a great ball off, and it's out wide. The momentum has well and truly switched, though. People can feel it. Lira with it. Frustrated in Mexico at the moment. I want more goals. I want more. I want to make sure that Mexico are not going to pose any danger for the second half. And it's blocked by Saka for a throw-in. Oh no. Had a weird hold-up in play actually there. Thought it was going to go out and didn't. Well, apparently Saka's giving away a free kick there. He can't believe it. We'll have a look at the replay if they have one. I don't know if they will. It's a very good position, this as well. It's just right near the corner of a D. Well, not the corner of a D, the corner of a penalty area. A couple of yards out from it. Cross comes in. It's not dealt with at all, and Quinones has scored. It's not dealt with at all by England. I said, watch out for that man Quinones, and there he is, with a goal. England switched off from set pieces yet again, and yet again have been punished by Mexico. It's all happened in this last 5 minutes. Well, it's woken everyone up. No one's picking him up. Konsa with a really bad ball there. And Quinones just picks his spot and scores as cool as you like. He's been one of the players of the tournament for me, Quinones. England just get into half time with a lead. Because you've not been at your best this game. Is that going to be a throw-in or a corner? Quinones, by the way, scored 4 goals in 5 appearances at this World Cup. He's been a very good talent. It's going to be a throw-in, opted to England. There were calls both ways. Oh, that's poor. And England will lose possession. It's all too easy going down there, the Mexican. And number 2, which ran into Nico O'Reilly and claiming it's a foul. Montez, someone like that. Not great play, to be honest. Well, Pickford with a goal kick. Well, nearly at half time, it's 2-1. Don't know how much more stoppage time there'll be. There haven't been too many injuries, to be fair, so it shouldn't be that long. And a chance for Mexico to break the green shirts, and there's not enough white ones covering for my liking. They're lucky, England, to manage to scurry it away for a throw-in. It was Kwanzaa who did the clearance in the end. Rice had to header clear as well. The more Rice plays deeper, the worse we're going to be, because he needs to do them progressive runs and gets on the ball. Anderson, that is horrible. Horrible touch. And he's then given away a throw-in. Not great. It was Dorado. Sanchez takes his throw. Cleared away by 5 minutes of added time. You're having a laugh, right? The ball comes in and Mexico have a shot and it's just wide. Raul Jimenez was very unlucky not to score there. Just opened up for him. And I thought that was going to see the net bulge because it's gotten past all the defenders and the goalkeeper, but thankfully drawn just wide. Long goal kick, looking for Kane. It's flicked on. Saka just got the pace to keep that in. What? The flag goes up to say that it's going to be a goal kick. Although I thought he kept that in at that point. Either way, that is an incredibly poor set piece from England standards. I'm blaming Ezri Konsa on that one. And I think Gueye needs to do better in trying to block the shot. By the way, most of the match momentum has gone Mexico's way. That is the mental stat in this game and tells you what you need to know about how poor England have been. Saka's down holding his ankle. Kane protesting. I didn't see what happened, to be fair. Gallardo just pushing into the back of Saka, but I don't think it's maybe injury worthy like that. Another ball forward comes in and it's tipped over by Pickford, who's helped England's bacon many a time against that man yet again, Raul Jimenez, who you can probably consider himself unlucky not to be scoring at this point. Pickford's determined to keep England in the lead here. 2 minutes left to stoppage time, a corner here. We scored from the last set piece. It's headed down and he's in plenty of space. And, well, maybe should have done better, Montez. Bellingham, yet again. Great piece of defensive work from the lad. Montez was in plenty of space and it was a recovery from Bellingham, who's just kicked that beautifully out of touch. There'll be another corner, but I don't mind that small sacrifice to pay because I thought Montez was going to score there. We're scrambling a bit at set pieces, to be brutally honest. Headed away. Is the referee going to bring this half to an end? We've still got another minute. Feels exorbitant long time. Well, Mexico has it now. They'll probably end the game in possession. Looking to search some way forward. Cutting in field and using all sorts of great interplay, to be honest. Right, well, come on, referee, blow your whistle. Quinones puts the cross in just before half time. It's a white tussle. We need to win this one. Anthony Gordon goes down, claimed a free kick, and it will be surely the final action of the half. I'm not quite convinced about that, to be honest. He ran into the back of, but not a great deal. 2-1 at half time, a very entertaining half of football. But alas, England holding on to that slender advantage. Not happy about the manner that we've conceded. But we can't always, when we've been the second best team so far this game. And yet somehow come out 2-1 ahead at half time. For Mexico, 6.4 for Rangel, 6.2 for Gallardo, 6.2 for Vázquez, 6.3 for Montez, and a 6.2 for Sanchez. Sort of says everything you need to know. Their centre-backs have been their weakest position for sure. Romo also on a 6.3. He had that opportunity, didn't he, at one point that he blazed over the crossbar. But other than that, hasn't done a lot. 6.6 for Lira. I thought he's been decent. He's been popping up all over the place. Currently, he's had all 33 of his passes find their target. He's just been given time on the ball, and we need to close him down, but no one seems to be picking him up. 5.7 for Mora. He has had one key pass, but in terms of his defensive work, let's just say he is the reason why England are so far ahead. He was dribbled past once and had an error leading to goal. 2 fouls as well. It's not a good half for Mora in the slightest. Quinones on a 7.7. Well, his goal, call as you like, roof of the net sort of stuff in his first shot of a game. But Even some of his possession play has been very well done. 6.6 for Raul Jimenez. I think that's unfair because he's had 4 shots, right? And 2 of them have been on target and 1 of them blocked. And I don't think he's been too bad. He's taken on the efforts when needed. 6.9 for Alvarado. And yeah, I think overall he's been fairly decent, actually, Alvarado. He's 2 key passes. 2 out of the 6 crosses he's attempted have been accurate. But he's been there making things happen, which is the important thing, I think you can say. England's SofaScore have rated much more highly, 6.88 overall as opposed to a 6.47. Jordan Pickford on a 7.0. He has kept England well and truly in this game. Looking at that back line, horror shows all round. 6.4 for Konza. Sorry for Kwanzaa. 6.4 for Nico Riley as well. Both are wing backs. So far, not making impressive enough runs forward. 6.0 for Konza, by the way, has had a howler of a game. Has had an error leading to goal, and just hasn't done enough for me defensively. We've been under too much attacking, and Guehi has had to bail him out time and time again. He's on 6.6. 6.5 for Declan Rice, an amazing ball carry for one of the goals, which we don't normally come to expect, but it was, a decent, almost half the length of the pitch run. And that, I think, alone strikes him out as quite a key member. 6.8 for Elliot Anderson. I'm not sure where they've even got that from, by the way. He's only attempted 18 passes and only found 14 of them. Where on earth is this glazing in the stats? I can't see why Elliot Anderson deserves a 6.8. I really don't. 7.2 for Bukayo Saka. Got one of the assists. 1 key pass, 1 big chance created. 1 out of the 2 crosses he's had has been accurate. But other than that, hasn't been in the game for me. He has come alive, a couple of times, and he's been exciting like we expect from Saka. But when it comes down to it, I've wanted to see him on the ball more and get involved more in the ball and the play, and he hasn't. 9.3 for Jude Bellingham, 2 goals and some great last-ditch defending as well. All round, give that man a medal, already. He has saved England so many times, and, a last-minute clearance, 2 goals, can't think of a better performance. 6.6 for Anthony Gordon. There's been times he's been all right, but again, I want to see more from him. I want to see more from these wingers. 6.9 for Harry Kane with the unselfish assist. But it's just the standards we've come to expect of Kane. And currently, he hasn't had a chance to score. That's sort of England's problem at the moment. We've been more, defending up against several of the Jimenez chances when we have been about creating our own. By the way, it's always that man Jimenez. Every shot is going through him at the moment, apart from one which Quinona has scored, of course. Pickford has just been called into action a fair few times, and it's that last-ditch defending by Bellingham has got to be one of the most important moments of this game, I would say. I think people should be talking about that as much as his 2 goals. Bellingham, he's a great player, a really good player, We need to be more on the ball, more progressive. Want to see both Gordon and Saka do a better job than they're currently doing. Madueke will be waiting to come on, and we've seen before Tuchel's not afraid to make a change when he has to, and I can well imagine that being the case sooner rather than later if England don't start controlling possession more. I think Elliot Anderson, for me, needs to be doing better at controlling. I think that the wide players need to get the ball more and actually do stuff when they have the ball. I think defensively, we need to be much more sharper to the Mexican attack. That's just my personal overview of the situation. Weird concept of having half-time interviews, I'm not a fan of it. Well, I would expect the assistant manager to be in the dressing rooms, to be honest. But Tuchel's not blind. He'll see where England's problems are at the moment. He'll also know who he has in the squad to fix it. Madueke is an obvious one for me. The longer this game goes on, Anthony Gordon could definitely make way for him. So, yeah. An advertisement from my better half, unselfishly. We have got the first predictions video coming out on Friday, hopefully, of the Tier 6 National League North and South. Now, we've also got, hopefully, the Iberian Derby tomorrow evening kickoff. Well, today evening, technically, isn't it? Because it's a Monday now. And I believe that kicks off around about, is it 8-ish, maybe 9-ish? Something like that. So we'll be trying to do that one. I will not be staying up and doing another late one for the USA versus Belgium. I think this is late enough for me in this regard. Trying to think what are the other games there are. Well, there's Argentina versus Egypt as well on tomorrow evening from 5, and Switzerland versus Colombia. I did say that I might be watching them. I'm not too sure now. I might be having a barbecue in the middle. The weather is quite nice. So I'll have to see about that. But I might be able to manage one of them. So yes, Alan Shearer being on commentary is always the funniest thing to me. He obviously used to be on the punditry panel. Well, it's even dark at the Estadio Azteca. I mean, see why people wanted this game moved back to 7. And having some weird light show at half-time by the looks of it as well. And flames and flashing lights and everything. The epileptic's worst nightmare, if you will. I'm not sure what the purpose of it is, to be honest. Yes, I think England at present have a bit of a... Well, we're currently 2-1 up. but I wouldn't try and preserve our lead. I would be urging the team on to, score more and more. Keep being optimistic, keep going forward, because we know defensively that's where England are weak. Going forward, we have the capabilities of scoring goals. Because I look at the bench and I think most of our substitutes are good attacking outlets for likes of Rashford, Madueke. There's certainly two players who I'd expect to see coming on in the second half. And we've obviously had a problem at right back. Don't think Jed Spence comes on. But at the moment, there's not too much I would change, actually. Just think, get Gordon Saka doing their own game, and we will succeed more. Quinones and the rest of the Mexican team are leaving out the tunnel as we speak. That man Quinones got the goal back for Mexico, has made a very nervy second half on the cards, and he scored 4 goals in the 5 World Cup games so far he's been involved in. It's a worry for me how lethal he is. Right, strong player. He's got that big physicality, big bulk to him. Could almost be a rugby player sort of thing. He's also got pace, power in a shot, and isn't afraid to shoot. It's all of the things that England are worried about. England is still in the tunnel, I think. Maybe even in the dressing room. Lots of tactical stuff being said by Tuchel. Some of it surely revolving around how to keep that man Raul Jimenez away from dangerous areas. Because at the moment, he's had a fair few shots. Some weird smoke is now descending over the Azteca. Mostly with Mexican fans in this ground. There's a few England fans dotted around. Always a good following for the national team. They will be now coming out the tunnel. They've been told to hurry up. And Kane will lead them out. Tuchel, with a great sense of urgency, he was pacing fervently out in front of everyone, making sure that his team know what they're doing in the second half. Bellingham in quiet words with one of the substitutes. He was only on the screen for a momentary second. I didn't quite blinked at the wrong time, but through the smoke is going to make this even more annoying to commentate on. It's weird half-time nonsense. Alvarez is coming on for Mexico, Montes coming off. So it's actually Mexico who are making the change. I don't think many people expected that. So, what can that change do for Mexico's fortunes? They will be the ones kicking off from right to left. And get us underway for a second half of football. I hope remains as it is. England are currently 2-1 up. But I'm not holding my breath. We are team prone to weakness. And everyone knows what that weakness is. Pickford has it now. Picks the ball up to stop Raul Jimenez applying any pressure. Can't hold it forever though, mate. And he opts to bowl it out. Rangel in goal for Mexico. Gallardo, Vázquez, Alvarez and Sanchez. Lira and Romo Mora. And the front three, Quinones, Jimenez and Alvarado. Jimenez. Yeah, I did do Spanish GCSE. Sort of all goes out your mind when you're at this time. For England, Pickford in goal. O'Reilly, Guehi, Konza and Kwanzaa. Rice and Anderson. Gordon, Bellingham, Saka and Harry Kane. I've learnt to speed up the reading out of that lineup. England's... Oh, was Harry Kane giving away a foul? That did not look like a foul to me. I'm not convinced. Okay, it was, to be fair, it was. It was a free kick. I put my hands up. There wasn't a lot of power in the kick. The player stayed on his feet. So that's why I initially thought it wasn't. Throw in for Mexico, in line with the penalty area, taken quickly. Nico O'Reilly was not switched on for that at all. Switch on, mate. Quinones has thankfully been dispossessed. Harry Kane with it now. He's had to go backwards. Instantly, Mexico surrounding all the players, and oh my days, we've lost possession in midfield. There's a chance for them to come. A long range shot is well blocked, to be honest. And Anthony Gordon keeps this in. Harry Kane has options ahead of him. He's instead going to lay it off wide, but it's understandable. It's to Kwanzaa. Goes back to the defensive duo. Well, there might even be Anderson back there, to be fair. Anthony Gordon going forward. The cross comes in, goes past everyone. Saka can get the seconds for this. Quinones just shoulder barged his way into that position. With Nico O'Reilly with a cross. I mean, maybe a bit unfortunate to have found Saka and therefore have a throw in, but it is what it is. Kwanzaa will take this. Throw-in is taken, headed away, but the seconds come in and rattles the crossbar. So close by Anderson, I think it was. The cross comes in again, headed away now by Mexico, but they will have another throw in England. But that chance rattling the crossbar, not bad at all. Thought it might be another goal. That would have been a way to start this game, this second half rather. Out wide was Saka. Going forward, I have no problems with us. We're a good team going forward. It's defensively, I'm always a bit worried. Konza over to Guehi. Anthony Gordon. All the way back to Pickford. A chance for England to have a reset. Just make sure you don't lose possession here, lads. And that's going to be a foul. No, says the ref. I was certain that it was going to be. I mean, Pickford's had to do a fair bit of recovering there, actually, because it was a bad back pass. Pump downfield. Gordon gets the header to it. Bellingham working his way past several players there, and he's now got an opportunity to run, and his run is eventually stopped short. He was talking a fair decent amount of players there. Very exciting player, Jude Bellingham. He's wanting a hat trick, and who can blame him? Great tackle. That's a fantastic tackle. Never in my mind is that a foul of any sort. It's a fantastic tackle. Anthony Gordon has it now. That's surely a foul. Just outside the penalty area there. Lira is complaining, as is Vazquez, about foul at the other end of the pitch. Well, an alleged one anyway. I don't think there was a foul at that other end of the pitch. I'm pretty certain that slide tackle was clean. I mean, it's messy, but Kwanzaa's definitely got the ball. No, it is Kwanzaa. It's definitely got the ball, but he's looking at the VAR screen, thinking it's going to be a red card. Then it's because the momentum of the ball has lifted the ball up, and so the studs have gone up into him. If Kwanzaa gets a red for this would be absolutely farcical. Right, VAR. He hasn't reached for his pocket. And there. Oh, he's reaching now. It is a red card for Kwanzaa. I can't quite believe that. I think that's unfair. The momentum of the ball. So he didn't get the ball cleanly, and then his leg went up as a result, and so his studs ended up hitting the lad. I mean, it's just made England's day even more difficult, hasn't it? And when we have a right back shortage, getting one of our right backs sent off. Well, now Jed Spence has to come on, and I don't want Jed Spence to come on, but well, they might move Rice as they did earlier to right back. Kwanzaa, you idiot, just stay on your feet, though. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, another Mexican game I'm watching and another red card involved. Surely can't be a coincidence. There was like 3 ones in the one I watched. England managed to deal with that set piece, though Kane has come out injured as a result of it. Gallardo, that is incredibly awful. Just gone down and yelled obscenities into his ears. I mean, Kane's gone there and he's been clattered. It's a foul. Well, by all laws, that should be a red card of equality. Certainly should be a yellow. Well, I did say at the beginning of the game, didn't I? Didn't trust that VAR. It's unlucky. I think it was Nico Riley with a shot in the end, with that cross who hit the bar. We didn't really talk about it, but the game was moving so fast. I think we moved Rice to the right back then. We've not made any substitution. 55 minutes in, 2-1 to England still. We are down to 10 men. It's going to be a difficult one. Long period to try and keep the game in our advantage. Quinones has a shot, but it's wide. I mean, so very wide. There is now going to be a substitute. John Stones is coming on for Bukayo Saka. Love it, Stones. He's been a very loyal servant for England and not very error prone, which is a good thing. For Saka is an interesting choice. Presumably to cover for Kwanzaa back there. Is someone else moving out wide in that position? Or are they putting Stones as the wing back? Well, I imagine it'll be more of a flat back four, actually. I doubt there'll be much wing back. And oh! Thought England might have got something there. It's going to be a free kick to Argentina for Mexico. But I thought Gordon did a... Oh, no, it's going to be a corner. Gordon did a fantastic job there. Rangel is down injured. There's margins of potentially could say that's offside, to be honest. But he's gone. Great work by Gordon. He's almost got the ball. He's committed as well. Ochoa might be making an appearance. Oh no, Rangel seems to be up and all right. We all wanted to see Ochoa. We all wanted to see him. The Mexican players are all surrounding the referee. Clear off. Like when you're in a park and you start eating lunch and when all your pigeons start coming around or your seagulls are trying to steal your fish and chips. It was never a foul in a million years. Well, certainly not to Mexico anyway. In fact, it's a penalty. And I didn't realise that. It was in a box and they've actually given a penalty. That would explain the complaining a bit more. It did seem that the goalkeeper took the player rather than the ball. Took a hefty knock of it as well. He's putting his gloves back on now. Come on, Harry. Harry Kane, fairly prolific at scoring penalties for country and club. He's already scored one this tournament against a certain Croatia. Surprised Bellingham wasn't given it to get a hat-trick. But Kane is the natural penalty taker. Has been since the start of this tournament. And he scored here. Cool as you like. Left corner. Bottom corner, that is. And well, it's 3-1. My score prediction at the start of this was 3-1 England. So, stays like this, as it is now at the hour mark. I'm 2 for 2. Because I predicted Norway to beat Brazil 2-1. Don't mind that at all. The goalkeeper has actually guessed the right way, but when it's so far in the corner, it's so difficult to get to. And Kane, he's just someone different. He's regularly up there. Mora and Romo are coming off for Jimenez and Gutierrez. So we've now got two Jimenez's on the pitch, as well as Gutierrez, who's been around for a fair few years now, actually, in this Mexican setup. But 3-1 England, I'm quite happy at this moment in time. I think that 2-goal cushion, if we have a 3-goal cushion, I'll be definitely content. I think it will result in a victory. 2-goal cushion, we'll see how long we keep it, because last time we didn't keep it for very long. And that's surely a free kick. It was right on top of a referee as well. So it's a bit of a rash challenge in all against Anderson. Was that number 4? I can't remember who that was. It was one of the ones who came on. Anderson is up and running. We're down to 10 men, which is a bit of a problem. As you can see, some of the gaps have been beginning to emerge, especially in our defence. Great sliding block by Stones. His first action of the game. And it's a good one. Very model professional. Mexico are coming still into the arms of Pickford. The winner of this game plays Norway. It is Jimenez, not Raul sort. I don't know what the other one is called, to be honest. Raul Jimenez was coming for a header, which was punched away by Pickford. But the other Jimenez was the one with a shot. Great ball forwards. Found Gordon, who can run. Oh, he's dispossessed. Unfortunate that. That's my Thatcher's finished. Not a Thatcher's hazy, which is my favourite type of cider. But it's a good solid English drink. One player who came on has a broken nose by looks. He's got a plaster on his nose anyway. Quinones. Laying out wide to Gallardo. Cross comes in, but it's cleared away by Stones. I think Konza might have gone out as the right back, actually. And Stones is the centre back. Which makes more sense. It's a corner for Mexico. And it will be taken by Alvarado. Headed away. Alvarado has it for the seconds. Quinones. Got Kane to deal with. He's dealt with admirably well, to be honest, and has managed to get the ball out wide. Cross comes in. We need to clear this here. Absolutely ridiculous. Claims for a penalty by Mexico. I don't think there's enough in that, to be honest. Quinones has been fouled there, though. It was Jude Bellingham who committed the foul. Bellingham can't have too many complaints. The penalty was never a penalty, by the way. It was the G. Jimenez who was claiming it. We'll call him the G. Jimenez. That's definitely not how you say it. I need to find out who this guy is actually. I only have it within my duty as a commentator to find out what his actual name is. It's not even G, it's S. Jimenez. Santiago Jimenez. It might have been. I think it might have even been Gutierrez. And it's a different Gutierrez. There's a VAR check for a possible penalty, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous. It was never a penalty. Never a penalty. He's trying to get the ball underneath the other player. If that's a penalty, that's an outrageous decision. It's a 50-50. He's obviously going for the ball. He's not even looking at the player. He's always got his eyes on the ball. So that being a penalty is not a good decision. And he's going to give it. I know he is. This referee's pissed me off as it is. Harry Kane can't believe it. It's a penalty for Mexico. Disgraceful. Disgraceful decisions. Absolutely disgraceful decisions. He's gone for the ball. Yeah, he's caught the man, but he's gone for the ball. And in the flow of the game, it shouldn't be a penalty. It's not a foul. If that happens outside the penalty area, it's not a foul. Harry Kane's also got a yellow for it, I think. Disgraceful. The officiating in this game has been disgraceful. It was never a red. It was never a penalty. I'm no unbiased, but there has been some disgraceful decisions. Raul Jimenez versus Jordan Pickford then. And Jimenez finally has got his goal. There was no way that it was going to be saved by Pickford. It was right in the bottom corner. 3-2 to England. Ridiculous game. As I said, going forward, England can cope. Defensively, not a shadow of a doubt of how bad we are. And that's probably why we won't win this World Cup. We may even end up going after Mexico still. We need to still score another goal then, get back that 2-goal cushion. Great goal kick to fund Harry Kane. Unfortunately, can't do anything with it. That's surely a free kick. No, says the ref. Who I'm already very much fed up of. There is an injured player all the way on that far side, by the way. I think it's Nico O'Reilly. I'll be interested to see what caused that. Oh, he's got a stud to the face. Oh, that's a nasty one. He's got a stud to the face. Maybe it has much malicious in it, but I think it is very much Unfortunate. A lot of England fans watching on nervously. See, when it's 2 goals to the good, we can kind of cope. The yellow card has been brandished. The referee is taking none of a lip. Jose Sanchez with the yellow. Don't know what for. Was he the player who fouled? He's claiming an elbow of some sort. Was he the one who fouled Nico O'Reilly? I'm not sure. Not sure about this ref. That's what I will say. I'm not sure about this ref at all. Come on, you Rams, Elispes. No one is commentating. It's such a shame. Don't worry, I have arrived. Nice, a Derby fan. You like Steve Bloomer. Steve Bloomer's watching. Great player. Back in the day. Absolute legend. For those who know, one of the best strikers to have ever played in the entirety of English football is Steve Bloomer. To Garage alone knows absolute ball knowledge. If you don't know who he is, check out his goal scoring stats. They put so many other strikers to shame to have been considered up there. He's better than your Messi's or Ronaldo's, Steve Bloomer. And I'm not even saying that just because he's a Derby fan, a Derby player rather. Historically, obviously died in 1938, quite a while ago, but he scored 352 goals in 599 appearances for but a combination of Derby County and Middlesbrough, and very much scored 28 goals in 23 appearances for England. So no complaints from me saying that he's anything but the greatest of all time. So yes, thank you for coming along to Garage Alone. Not seen you on the channel before, but hope you are enjoying it. Surprised no one else is commentating. Maybe the lateness of the hour has something to do with it. I mean, when it was 1 o'clock, I was already contemplating about doing it. At 2 o'clock, I think a lot of people just thought, we'll go to bed. But yes, it is the water break. Chance for some tactical advice, which I think Tuchel's desperately been needing to give on, to be honest. Nico O'Reilly has also got given a yellow. I don't know what for. I don't know what half of these things are for. Dan Burn is coming on now. Big Dan Burn. I've no idea what half of these things are going on, And I was going to say, Nico O'Reilly coming off, Harry Anderson coming off, Jed Spence coming on as well. What is going on, by the way? What in the world is going on with these yellow cards in this game? Like, we've not seen replays of any of them, by the way, so we just don't know what's happened. We just get told yellow card to Nico O'Reilly. Okay, what for? I don't know. He was, I don't know if it was out of anger, he threw a water bottle away or something. I just don't know. He had that kick to the jaw. A lot of people saying he did the shoulder, an elbow in the Mexican side. I didn't see that on the replay. Jed Spence clears it for England. A bit of last-ditch defending is coming in. That was already the 75th minute. How long was that hydration break? We need a Mexican player sent off just to level the playing field, to be honest, because the way it's going, we're going to be really struggling, actually. Headed away by the number 2 for England. Mexico just constantly knocking at the door at the moment. Alvarado. And cleared again. It's all the way back to Rangel in goal for Mexico. He was run out quite far, actually. I'll say it as I see it on this channel. Gallardo with it now. Cross comes in. Tried to do an overhead kick and completely messed that up. Stones will burn. Cleared it there. And in the centre circle and out wide. An option on the other side by Alvarado. 25 versus 25, and Spence, the England 25, comes off as better. But the seconds, because of the added man, England are very much penned in deep at the moment. Quinones been a threat all game. It's flicked on. I worry if it's got to extra time, by the way. I really am worried about it. Gutierrez plays for Guadalajara. A 23-year-old. So he'll be well used to this altitude discussion. All of the England players are basically almost fine in their own third. We just can't get out. Cross comes in, headed behind by Jed Spence for a corner. Pickford was in no man's land, so he needed to do that header. Substitute for Mexico. And the player who's on the yellow card, Jorge Sanchez, his day is over. And being brought on is Fidalgo. If there was ever a more Latin American sounding name of Fidalgo. A corner set piece for Mexico then. Because it's gone past everyone. Surely that's going to be a goal kick. Chance for Pickford to have a reset and a bit of a breather. He didn't quite contact with the punch, so I think it will be what has been given as a corner. This is ridiculous. Gutierrez takes it quickly, headed behind for another corner. John Stones, that is, who did the headering away. Alvarado to take it. He's been told for just a moment just to hold off and wait. And now he can take it. And the header is glanced wide for a throw-in, and that will go to England. It was a bad header, to be honest. Jimenez with it, not Raul, the other one. So, a throw-in. Mexico about to make another change in quick succession. It'll be a Mexican throw-in now. That was a poor throw-in, England. Do better. They're currently in Mexico City, of course. So a lot of the fans are going to be home fans here, being a host nation and all. And first come, first serve tickets. Alvarado comes across, but there's no one there, and England get to clear it away for another throw in. A constant barrage. 10 minutes of normal time left. Martinez is coming on for Quinones, and that's relief for me, because Quinones has always been a thorn in the side of most teams he's been up against. Don't know if this Martinez geezer is as good. Well, I'm sure we'll find out. As coming forward are Mexico. They're just knocking on the door, but a sea of white is preventing them at the moment. It's hooked on, but over very firmly over there by the number 11. I mean, it's well high and wide, to be honest. There's not much worth saying about it for the number 11 in Mexico. Chance for a goal kick, which is what we've been wanting for quite a while, actually. But it's gone all the way to the other goalkeeper, Rangel, who will bowl it out. And a chance for Mexico to come again. England finally getting into a bit more of a formation. We seem to be playing a 5-3-1 formation, which is quite frankly ridiculous. Seems to have grateful arms of Pickford. I mean, Mexico have had all the momentum in this game, but it matters not. The scoreline is 3-2 to England, and that's the only thing that matters at the end of it, if it stays as it is, which I'm really hoping it does. And Mexico to come forward. England need to switch on here. That's a poor deflection by Dan Burn, but it's eventually scrambled away. All the way back to the non-Raul Jimenez, as we are affectionately calling him on this channel. Chance for a cross to come in, but it's well closed down by Konza. It will be a corner kick. Or not. It will be a goal kick. I think it's been overturned. A VAR decision going in England's favour. What are the chances? Jed Spencer's done excellently defensively, by the way, for that. It was the Dan Burn flick on earlier I was talking about there. How Jed Spencer dealt with the seconds very well. His biggest critic a lot of the time, but he's done good here. And thought England were going to break there. And there's still a chance, to be honest, but surely a free kick, and it is. Konza being dragged down by Raul Jimenez. And Konza's a bit lucky, to be honest, but I mean, Bellingham has almost had his hat trick. I'm not sure why I wasn't wanting to take the penalty, to be honest. We all want him to get a penalty, of course. Declan Rice to take this free kick. Flicked on. It's headed up. It's not a great one, to be honest, by the Arsenal player. I believe came through West Ham's academy. That's where he certainly made a name for himself. Jed Spence with the cross, it's far too deep. Rangel will collect it. And a chance for a break by Mexico. Alvarado comes across in, but it's dealt with by England. And go and just clear it, clear your lines. Eventually it is by Guehi. I think it was Guehi. Was where he went off? I don't know. There's a lot of protests going on by Mexico. I'm not sure what about this time. They managed to get VAR to give them a lot of things in their favour so far this game. Cross comes in, punched away by Pickford. Always prefers a punch, doesn't he, that lad? It's a constant attack by Mexico. We've still got 5 minutes left of normal time and then probably another, 7 or 8 minutes of stoppage time. I'm really worried about this. We shouldn't be playing as deep as we are. Because we're down to 10 men, we're sort of almost forced in the issue. It's an offside against Raul Jimenez. Way he's doing great defensively, by the way, today. He's done a fair shift, I think it's fair to say. Our defenders have been under a bit of a barrage since we've lost Kwanzaa. And we've actually proven ourselves, relatively speaking, stern defensively. So we have a free kick just outside the penalty area. I criticised them a lot in the first half, but I think overall, actually, as the game's gone on now, down to 10 men, an unfortunate penalty, which I don't think was a penalty, is the only reason why England aren't 3-1 up. But we need to stay concentrated. It's tournament football after all. And we're very much penned into our own area at the moment. Alvarado, Gordon, Jed Spence are ones closing him down. It's blocked by Gordon, but Mexico will still have it. Cross comes in, it's headed away. Need to deal with the seconds here. It's not a great one. That will be a free kick. No, says the ref. Flipping it. I mean, he was right on top of it, but Kane went flying. All a bit of aerial tennis going on, and that's going to go out for a throw-in, I think. It is. I want to see that free kick shot at some point again. I don't think we will, but it was a bold call and straight into the arms of Pickford. That shot by the number 8. It's been very impressive, actually, as Fidalgo since coming on. It's his first shot, but he's been involved in a lot of the build-up. The kick is taken long. Can't quite find Kane. And a free kick to be given to England due to a Raul Jimenez foul, which I don't think... I think I'm with him actually on that one. I don't think there was too much in it. Substitution incoming for England. Morgan Rogers is coming on. Harry Kane is coming off. Who's becoming captain? I don't think that matters too much, to be honest. Well, protect Kane for future matches, It's understandable if we do get through. I mean, we're at 30 seconds, well, under 30 seconds from stoppage time. This is a attacking gamble when the scoreline is how it is. And, Morgan Rogers was... No, it was Bellingham who lost possession there far too cheaply and giving away a foul as well against Alvarado or something like that. I don't think no. It's so late. 11 minutes of stoppage time. Flipping it, mate. That's a long period of time, and England will be sustaining a barrage for most of it. It's claimed by Pickford. It will slow the game tempo right down. Stones was trying to reach for header as well, but I think the Pickford is probably a better option out of the two in that. A throw in by Fidalgo in the firm defensive area. 15 attempts on goal for Mexico to only 5 for England. 5 on target for Mexico, 4 in England's favour. But it's about the clinical nature, and England possess that so far. Very clinical finishes, seeing them currently leading 3-2. It's been a fairly exciting game at times, although not without its fair share of controversy. I think that is fair to say. The red card decision and penalty will certainly be talked about in the headlines tomorrow. And that's going to be a corner kick, a deflection behind by Konza, I believe it is. Obviously now, he started off as a centre-back, but is operating as a right-back in Kwanzaa's dismissal. Gutierrez, I think it is, who's taking, or the other Jimenez, who's not the Raul, or taking the set piece, and it's punched away by Pickford overall. Seconds are coming in. We've got to deal with this, and it's going behind for a goal kick. We can prove a bit of a side of relief as Gutierrez's shot is well wide. Certainly a chance to, relieve a bit of a sting of the game. I rate both Stones and Burn very highly defensively. I'd rather see them start than likes of Konza, to be honest, who hasn't filled me with confidence defensively necessarily. There was a time when England were very hard to, break down defensively, and seemed to have lost that when Southgate left. Another foray forward by Mexico on that right-hand side, but it's cut out. A chance for a counter-attack here. Well, the goalkeeper was off of his line. Bellingham saw his name in the headline shooting from halfway line. But, it was close. It was on target. But the goalkeeper was capable enough to get back and save it. I don't mind it. At this point, desperation tactics sometimes will work. Be the goal of the tournament if it came off, wouldn't it? And that's a horrific shot by Gallardo. Gallardo has given I think it might even be a goal kick. It was right near the corner flag though. So, goal kick to Jordan Pickford. Not necessarily what they would be expecting. 7 minutes left of time of the stoppage period to go. Feels like it's dragging on a bit. Bellingham can't believe it. He's not got the throw in there. Neither can Tuchel. He's animated at the touchline. I've never seen him so animated. He's normally, relatively speaking, cool and calm and collated. Not so much right now. He knows how much every set piece means to England right now. But since we've gone hyper defensive mode, we have proven that we can actually do all right in it. Normally, we're a much more attacking team, of course. I don't know why we had a replay of Stones missing a header. As if to prove me bitterly wrong, but a Kane goal and a Bellingham brace is what currently see England 3-2 ahead. Kane scored a penalty. If you're wondering how Kane scored, well, he's after the golden boot, isn't he? I think there's a healthy competition between them two for scoring. And, well, the acrobatic overhead kick didn't quite work, and one of the England players put their body on the line to prevent it from happening. Mexico come again. So much stoppage time. So much. It's so frustrating. Blocked by Bellingham, I believe it was. It's gone all the way back to Rangel in goal. Chance for England to get slightly out. Definitely playing a 5-3-1 away. At times we're just playing everyone in the penalty area. It's not even really much of a formation, to be honest. It's just preventing shots from coming in, clearing crosses, that sort of thing. Gordon's closing down the angle, which is making it difficult for Delgado. Long lifted ball out wide. And Jed Spence, Connors has stood his ground. I think Jimenez there just lashed a bit. And just guided over the crossbar. Wasn't really looking goal, really. Come on, 4 minutes. Can't wait to hear that final whistle. Well, I won't be hearing it because I put it on mute, obviously, so I can speak over the top of it. But yes, Morgan Rogers hasn't done a great deal, I must be said. Expected a bit more from him. Obviously, we've been very defensive at the moment, so his attributes have been a bit nullified. But we know how much of a talent he is due to his time at Villa. Wonder if Bellingham and him have a bit of a mutual rivalry. Obviously, Bellingham coming through the Birmingham City Academy. So, a yellow card is being taken. Or brandished. Time wasting, maybe? I can only assume. I have absolutely no idea. Half of this referee's decisions, to be honest. I don't even know who it was angled towards. I don't think most of a live feed know that. Hooked up to Pickford. And Rangel will claim it. It was actually Johan Vazquez, but I have no idea what for. Because there was no free kick. So I can only assume, given a bit of verbals to a ref. Jed Spence does a great recovery there to force it out for a corner. He's also not made a touch by way of a player who's gone flying onto the ground. Well, he's off the pitch, so you can take your corner. Jordan Henderson's flipping warming up. That's ridiculous. I'm very much doubting Jordan Henderson's man. The corner's taken without their injured player, and Pickford will claim it, although a bit deeper than I want him to. But it was all, I think it was a flicked on by number 22 for Mexico, goalwards. Not a great distribution, in all honesty, by Pickford, and Bellingham can't control it. He's actually been a bit of a target man. Jordan Henderson got a yellow card as well. He's not even on the pitch. You get angry on the sidelines. I can understand why. The referee, I think, has been very biased in favour of Mexico. 1 minute left, by the way. The game's been going on for so long. Finally, about ready to go through the sofa scores and just go to bed. Ball comes in, it's cleared away, and 30 seconds left. Come on, Bellingham, get there. He doesn't. And the number 6 comes away with it for Mexico. They've still got a chance. As long as this game goes on, I don't want it to go to extra time. I really don't want it to go to extra time. We lose this game if it goes to extra time. Bellingham's moving uncomfortably. Oh, just someone deal with it, and it's just wide. Thank goodness. That's, I think, the last chance. Stones does enough to put off his... I think he actually clears it himself. It's very close to an own goal. Stones, thank you so much for that. I was worried. The corner comes in, headed away. Seconds, it's blocked, and the third is blocked as well. Dan Burn it was with that final block. How much longer, ref? Presumably this is going to be one of the last actions of the game, and Rangel is up. Punched away by Pickford. And that is time and relief, more than anything, floods through my blood. Hey, watching big match, England are doing well with the altitude. I don't think it plays that much, to be honest, I think. But at the end of the day, England won, which was ultimately this game was all really about. Not a lot of people will probably have been watching it, but England got the job done. I thought, at times that England were a bit unfortunate in a sense for penalty decision. Was it a penalty? Probably not in my mind, but it was given anyway. Was it a red card? Probably not in my mind as well. So let's go through the sofa score rating, shall we? 6.1 for Rangel. Well, when you conceded 3 goals, it is a poor reflection on him, isn't it? He kept 2 saves, but ultimately, from a defensive position, he committed the penalty, and he has had 10 recoveries, which is very good for a goalkeeper. But whenever a goalkeeper concedes 3 goals, you can't really have much complaints. Gallardo on a 6.5. I thought he did quite well going forward. Defensively, maybe we can have his question marks over him, but I thought, when he was in that he was constantly in that final third, providing pressure against England. Vasquez on a 6.7, and a decent 8 defensive contributions, won 3 out of 7 aerial duels, 1 last man tackle though, which was important. I think he was average, not amazing. Montez on a 6.3 as captain came off at half time for Alvarez. He had a very poor half in my eyes. I don't think he was great. Didn't do much. Alvarez, when he came on, got 7.2. Much more controlling of the ball. In terms of on that right-hand side, particularly defensively, by the way, 5 defensive contributions. Won 2 out of 3 ground duels, 1 out of 2 aerial duels, 1 last man tackle as well. So for a player who I think is naturally more at home in midfield, did well defensively. Sanchez on a 5.8, silly yellow card, which I didn't quite catch what it was for. I think that was one where he studded Nico O'Reilly. He committed 2 fouls, was dribbled past twice. not a good defender, to be honest. He's had a bit of a rotter this game and came off of Fidalgo, who had a 7.1 and an amazing game all round for Fidalgo, who was definitely more of an attacking midfielder and definitely brought on to shore up their attack. But 3 key passes, 1 out of 3 crosses were accurate. Thought it was a good game all round for them in that regard. Romo on a 6.2. I think he was absent, to be honest. Didn't do too much in the game. And he came off for Brian Gutierrez, who was on a 7.1 and massively improved the play of Mexico. I mean, some of it would have been shifting the momentum because of a red card decision, but 1 key pass, and I think Gutierrez actually did a decent job when he came on. Lira on a 7.2, dictating the tempo in midfield quite nicely, actually. 2 key passes. He had a decent, success. 69 out of 71 passes were accurate, and a fair few of them were actually optimistically going forward as well. 5.7 for Mora. Had a bit of a horror, to be honest, all round. 1 key pass, but defensively, well, he had an error leading to goal, was dribbled past once as well. Could have done much better helping out his team defensively. He came off for Santiago Jimenez, who was on a 6.3. I mean, I think he got injured, actually, and was therefore, I think maybe at one point Mexico were down to 10 men, but I didn't quite notice it because it was off the ball. But I don't think Santiago Jimenez was that bad, to be honest, in the time that he was on the ball. He kept on popping up every now and again. 7.9 for Quinones, scored 1 of the goals, the only one from open play from, well, of sorts of Mexico. It was a rebound from a free kick. Very good. 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 was blocked. He's been immense this World Cup. It's going to be sorely missed, but I, for one, am quite glad that England's got past this game, to be honest. But yeah, great performance from Quinones. 7.1 for Raul Jimenez. Fair few shots. Eventually got his goal from a penalty, but had a grand total of 8 shots. Scored 1, 3 of them were on target, 2 were blocked, and once was offside. Yeah, standard display from the Fulham forward, formerly of Wolves, of course. Alvarado as well, that other winger, 7.5, must be given a mention how good he was. So frequently making great runs forwards and crosses and the likes. Not always coming off at the best, but 3 key passes, 5 out of 23 crosses he had was accurate. 23 crosses attempted is outrageous, by the way. He was constantly succeeding. Pickford on a 7.3. We must give credit to him. He pulled off some vital saves. In fact, he made 3 saves, 5 punches, 2 saves from inside the box. It was important that he had a good game, and he did. 5.5 for Kwanzaa due to that controversial red card. I mean, he wasn't that great before he was sent off. And the sending off just compounded the misery for us all. Kwanzaa on a 6.2. I think he probably wasn't a great centre-back, to be honest. 8 defensive contributions, 6 clearances, 2 block shots, but could have done a bit better. But I mean, he grew better, I think, throughout the half. Guehi on a 6.6. He had 7 defensive contributions as well. I just think he was just looked a bit more composed and dealt with the pressure a bit better. 6.1 for Nico O'Reilly. As a wing-back, I wanted him to do much, much better than he did. Jed Spence on 6.8 rather, when he came on. And I think our whole game improved. It's yet again a case of the substitutes improving us, and when they're starting not doing good enough. 6.4 for Declan Rice. I think that's quite harsh. I mean, maybe he didn't do as many spraying the balls as we used to, but Some of the ball carries he had was immense. 7.2 for Anderson. I still don't know what he actually did in this game to warrant that. And he came off for Dan Burn, who himself, Dan Burn, did a very good job defensively on a 7.0, making sure that we saw out the win. Saka on a 7.2, unfortunately, had to come off for John Stones in order to shore up defence because of Kwanzaa's sending off. But one big chance created, one key pass, 1 out of 2 crosses were accurate, and obviously had that assist. A decent little player. Thought he actually started quite well. 9.0 for Jude Bellingham with the brace, where you can't really say much more. A last-ditch defensive tackle as well, and continuously doing back and helping out with his defensive duties. And yeah, great star of a player. 7.3 for Anthony Gordon. I thought he had a good game, actually, Gordon. He comes in waves and spells. Sometimes they're good, sometimes he's bad. But one key pass, but certainly for me, it was more of his forward runs, constantly trying to make things happen. And Harry Kane on a 7.2 with an assist and a goal, obviously being a penalty that he scored. His only shot, actually, all game. But a bit of an unselfish player today, Kane. We've been used to seeing him score for fun, but he had to sort of take away from the limelight and give to Bellingham, which he's more than happy to do. And he came off for Morgan Rogers in the 90th minute, who didn't do much, 6.5. Anyway, when something fails, you keep doing the same thing. Well, at the moment, it's not failing. I think that's unfair, Darren. I don't think we're failing. We're currently going through to the quarterfinals. Yeah, necessarily. Not sure about how far we go on from this. I did watch Norway earlier, and they were a good team. With the exception of the second half against Croatia, I've been far from impressed with England. You guys. Yeah, the only game I actually did watch was the Croatia game. I was on holiday in Italy during the time for the rest of them, trying to find a pub which was showing it was just not possible in the remote areas of the Amalfi Coast. So I didn't watch the Ghana game, I didn't watch the DRC game, and I didn't watch the Panama game. From what I heard about Panama, Bellingham performed quite well. And I actually thought in that second half, as you said, England were impressive in that second half against Croatia. They were the best I've seen them in all tournament. And I think we like playing against teams that don't sit back and defend against us. That's been the case for a very long time for England. And we sort of saw today we could score 3 goals against and win 3-2. It's almost like when Bielsa was manager for Leeds in the Premier League, as long as you outscore the opposition, it doesn't matter. And in a sense, that was sort of where we were in this game. We were just concentrating, trying to score and outscore the opposition. We know defensively we're not as good as we have been. The likes of not having Maguire, Trent, Trippier, I think they are massive misses in the squad to have. And I think defensively we have decreased accordingly. I mean, even the likes of Tomori, I thought he, during his brief appearances with England, has been decent. So it's a shame. It really is. But we won. That's the most important thing. It's, getting light outside now, just showing how ridiculous it is. But yes, if you are new around here, please do subscribe. That'd be hugely appreciated. Me staying up for this channel. I will be doing, hopefully, the Iberian game, Portugal versus Spain, later on today. I've got predictions starting as well this week. But I'll see you all in the next one. And I hope you can all celebrate England through to the quarterfinals where they face Norway.